All right, so this is the last section of your study guide, chapter 4, part 2. And for this particular part, we're doing a matching. So basically, we have to look at the equations. We have to look at these property examples that are over here on the left side. And then we're going to have to match them with the actual property that's on the right side. So I'm looking at this first one, and I can easily see that this is 6 times 3 and then 3 times 6. Well, I know that that's the commutative property of multiplication because it's the same exact numbers. They're just switched around. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my A and I'm going to write it right here because that's next to the commutative property of multiplication. It's a horrible A. My stylus doesn't work well, so I've got to use my mouse. All right, so this next one is 4 times 1, and this is pretty easy. Any single time you multiply with a 1, your product is always your other factor, and that's the identity property of multiplication. So I'm going to take a 2, and I'm going to take B and write that next to identity. This next one is, it looks like 7 times 3 times 2, and it looks like it's the start of what could be the associative property of multiplication. So I'm going to finish it because, I just want to make sure that I'm showing that I understand it times 2 because I know it's got to be the associative property because it's dealing with 3 factors. So I'm going to go ahead and just rewrite the problem and move my parentheses. So this has got to be C. And then the next one is 8 times 8. And then I've got a 5 times 8 and a 3 times 8. And if you look at the 2 first numbers, 5 plus 3 equals 8. So it looks like they took an 8 and they split it into 5 and 3, which is the distribution property. So I'm going to take a D and put D here. And then this very last one is multiplying with the 0. And that, of course, is the 0 property. So that one is pretty easy. So anyways, so use this as a guide. It will help you to understand what the assessment's going to look like. This is probably going to be the one you want to spend the most amount of time on. Just making sure that you understand that, this is an input-output table. So really the best way to approach this is to start with 0 and then work your way up from there with all of your one-digit numbers. So I think I left off on like 2. So 2 times 1 is an even number. 2 times 2 is 4, even number. 2 times 3 is an even number. 2 times 4 is an even number. 2 times 5 is an even number. So I know that working with 2 as this question mark, as this mystery one-digit number, I know that 2 works. Then I can move to 3. Well, 3 times 1 would be 3, and that's an odd. So that doesn't work with this. So 3 won't work. Let me move to 4. 4 times 1 is 4, so that's even. 4 times 2 is 8, and that's even. 4 times 3 is 12, that's even. 4 times 4, 16, that's even. 4 times 5 is 20, that's even. So 4 works. And then I'm going to try 5. 5 times 1 is going to be 5. That's going to be odd. And so right away I know it doesn't work because I need an even number here. So let me go to 6. So 6 times 1 is 6. That's even. 6 times 2 is 12. That's even. 6 times 3 is 18. That's even. 6 times 4 is 24. That's even. 6 times 5 is 30. That's even. So 6 works. Now I'm betting 7 doesn't because I'm looking at my numbers as a pattern and I'm see 2, 4, 6. So I'm guessing 7 won't work and I guess 8 would just because I'm looking at my pattern. And so when it asks me for an explanation and how I know that I've selected all the correct possibilities, well, I'm basically multiplying all of my one-digit numbers from 0 through 9, and then I'm only recording down the ones that actually follow the pattern. So I'm multiplying it with these boxes over here. So in any case, hopefully that makes sense. And just because I didn't have a lot of time on the last video, and on this page, I think I went over everything, well as I could have. So in any case, take your time, go over this video, go over your study guide, and if you understand the study guide, then you'll do great on the test. If there's something you don't understand in the study guide, then let me know, and then we can go over the problems. But I mean, this is a good recap for chapter 4. All right, you guys have fun studying, and let me know how I can help.